Cold water doesn't mean slow fishing. You just gotta fish smarter. February bass are predictable and easy to catch if you know where to look and what to throw. Today, I'm gonna be breaking down 5 of my top favorite bass baits for this time of year. Don't trust water temps this time of year, guys. One of the big myths is that this time of the year, bass don't start moving until it starts warming up. That's just not true. Bass rely on the photo period or the amount of hours in the day to start moving and gathering food for the pre-spawn period. During this time, they like to start moving shallow. That's why February is kind of a split month. In the beginning of February, you'll be fishing like it's the winter. Finesse baits, slow rolling, deep water. Then, when it gets to the middle and end of February, you're starting to get into where the bass start moving shallow and start preparing for pre-spawn. Longer days is what triggers movement, guys. So even when those temps are cold, those bass can be moving shallow and you can be missing out on big bites if you're not fishing these baits. Number 1, in no particular order, is going to be the jerkbait. Jerkbaits are classic for this time of year, but you're going to want to fish them a little bit slower than what you're used to. Long pauses, small pops, little jerks, and being patient is the key to fishing jerkbaits this time of year. Number 2 is going to be underspins, guys. Underspins are an extremely versatile bait for all year round, but especially this time of year. These are going to be triggering your bass that aren't quite ready to go for those reaction strikes, but still want a little bit of a flash when they're looking to feed. All right, guys, one of the keys to this style of underspins, especially with a little 4-inch swim bait on it, is making sure that you rig these perfectly straight, guys. If you do not rig these perfectly straight, you're going to get them swimming in a weird action and you're not going to be getting the proper motion that these baits are designed for. All right, guys, next is going to be your shallow diving cranks. The round-sided shallow diving cranks and flat-sided shallow diving cranks. These are normally going to be something in a square bill. I really like a red square bill this time of year. If you guys can see kind of a trend in the colors that I've got going here. Guys, you're going to want to fish these in about 1 to 3 feet of water. You're going to want to fish these around rocks, covered banks. You're going to want to rip these through grass. In the beginning of this month, you're going to want the flat side because they have a tighter vibration, less of a reaction strike, still a little bit leaning towards that finesse style bait, just a little bit more. Then during the later months, once you start getting the longer days and the water starts warming up, you can start switching to the standard round flat bills, which are going to have that round body and that square flat bill nose. Both of these are going to be fishing, like I said, in about 1 to 3 feet of water. Both of them around cover, structure, grass, and stuff like that. These are going to have more of a wobble and an S turn. They're going to have a little bit more of a reaction strike, where the flat sides are going to be just a little bit more of the finesse style. Next, guys, is going to be your lipless cranks and your flat side blade baits. You're going to want to fish these essentially the same way. You can tick these off of the bottom, slow roll these, do the yo-yo at deeper parts and deeper points in the water, guys. I would start out with the blade baits and then near the middle or the end of the month start transitioning to the lipless crankbaits. These things are, once again, another great essential tool for February bass baits. Number 5, and probably my second favorite of this entire list, is going to be your larger glide baits and swim baits. All right, guys, these things are going to be awesome. So this time of year, your fish they're not going to be as picky or as pressured. So they're just coming out of their slumber for the winter. They're starting to get out of those deeps. They're starting to move shallow this time of year, and they're going to be hungry. They're going to be transitioning into that spawn period or that pre-spawn period. And especially the females are going to want to start bulking up. So not only are they not going to be as finicky, they're going to be striking at more things. They're also going to be looking for that big meal. So this is a great time, guys, to start breaking out those expensive glide baits and swim baits. I absolutely love these. These are super fun. If you guys know, you know, these things can cost a lot of money, but they're also a great way to fish. This time of year, I'd keep these slow once again, keep those nice, big, subtle S turns. I've heard that making the figure 8 with them is also really good, not just for musky fishing, but also for bass fishing, guys. And once again, just a great time of the year to start breaking out the more expensive, bigger baits and, not only fishing them, but showing them off to some of your buddies. I know I said 5, but this is technically 6. So if you made it this far, this is my absolute favorite bait for this time of year. The great thing about these umbrella rigs or Alabama rigs is that these things are just absolutely amazing all year round. There's not a single time of the year where it is not an amazing choice to start throwing an A-rig or an Alabama rig. Now, guys, you got to worry. Some states, especially my state here in Ohio, we've got hook limitations. So this is actually one of the ones that I made myself. And as you can see here, I've got 4 different points on it, but I only have 3 hooks. So make sure you stay within your state's regulation, guys, and make sure that you're not fishing with too many hooks. But once again, guys, if you've seen my other videos, you know that the Alabama or the A-rig is just absolutely one of my favorites. This thing, you can fish it just about anywhere that it's open water. You can fish it over deep points. You can fish it shallow. You can slow roll it. You can burn it. And it's just going to mimic schools of fish, guys. And even though these are little, bass right now, they're trying to get that feed. Bass right now, they're trying to bulking up and feed. So these are great when the bass are striking and targeting at bait fish and schools. And, I use these all time of year. The only thing is this is one of those baits that I like to use now because there's other baits during other times of the years that we can't use now. So I use this, I get burned out on it, and then I can start using the other baits. Whereas like this time of year, I wouldn't be using those other style baits. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could, give me a like, a share, a follow, a comment. What are your guys' favorite baits for this time of year? Let me know what other kind of content to put out, you guys. I really hope this helped you guys while we're preparing for the spring. And yeah, let's get out on the water, guys. Let's start catching some fish. And you guys know it. Stay safe and get bent.